a meaty sandwich of just golf. A club sandwich, some would call it. Oh! Every year from Mario games is a big one, and 2020 is guaranteed to be another one of those big years, Nat.
Oh, absolutely.
So I put the task to you today, Nat. I said, let's go through, let's figure out what could possibly be coming in 2020. Let's get a list together and figure out what's more likely we're going to see from Mario in 2020.
And I did not hold back on that list.
Oh my goodness. Nat's got this list to me, and she's brought it to me, and it's a list, people, of just all these different games. And I think the only one missing is maybe Mario Paint.
Which is funny that you said that, because I did actually think that. It did cross my mind. I'm like, ooh, Mario Paint sequel. No, that's going a bit far.
You need to be stopped, honestly. I
do.
You've got a lot of games here. So we better get into this list anyway, because there's a lot to go through. Yes. So what do we start with? Let's start with number 2. We've done them out of order here. With Paper Mario. Do we think we're going to see a Paper Mario game? Yes, by the way, is the answer. In 2020.
I would love to. I would love to see a Paper Mario game.
But you were the no bandwagon yesterday.
Well, let me finish.
Okay, never.
Before you interrupt me. I would love to see one come, but I'm still on that fence. I still don't think it's going to happen.
You still...
I think we're going to possibly more likely see like Color Splash come, like port over that game before we get a new one.
Okay. Yeah, maybe. I'm on the maybe bandwagon there. I would like a port, and that's certainly a lot easier for them. But I think that it's about time they had a Paper Mario game. I think they've been working on one. I don't think.
You reckon?
Yeah, I don't think.
You reckon there's one in the works?
I don't think they left it for this long without working on a Paper Mario game of some sort.
I hope not, because it has been 3 years since Color Splash came out. So that was October 2016 that it came out. So, yeah. I mean, I do feel like we are due for one.
I mean, it's always possible too. Like, let's not pretend that they don't have a well of Paper Mario games they could go back to. They could go back to Thousand Year Door and get a HD remake of that.
Yeah.
God, 64. Throw that out there for the HD remake.
Yeah.
It's always possible they can go back to these old games. But I'm thinking 2020 is like... Out of all my games in this list, this is the one that I'm like, there has to be a Paper Mario game next year. There has to be.
Like, you would think so.
What about number 2 here, Nat? Mario Odyssey. Do you think we're going to see a Mario Odyssey, whether it be DLC, whether it be a sequel to Mario Odyssey? I would think with Mario Odyssey, are we just talking about like 3D Mario games in general? You know, not just saying Mario Odyssey, but 3D Mario games in general. Do you think we're going to see something along those lines?
Well, I did do Mario Odyssey on its own, because I do feel like we could actually see a sequel to this.
Okay.
I mean, we're getting Breath of the Wild 2. Okay. That has been confirmed that is coming. So I can't see why they wouldn't be doing an Odyssey 2, especially with how well received this one was. DLC has basically been non-existent for it.
That was going to be my point. With Mario Odyssey, Nintendo managed to, and with Breath of the Wild in the same year, just knock it out of the park. Like, they nailed this game. It was fun. I would love to see a sequel to it, and I think a lot of other people were liking that. And it's funny that Nintendo have just been like, oh, hush about it for this long. Like, they're not...
I know.
Throwing out more and more DLC or anything to do with this game.
Like, one of their biggest games that will probably be on the Switch in its whole lifetime, and yet they've done like no DLC for it. It does seem odd.
It doesn't it? And so that's what leads me to believe they've got to be working on something here. They've got to have their hands in some sort of Mario Odyssey pie.
I hope so.
I hope so as well. What have we got next year? We also got that tweet now a little while ago before we move on.
Yes.
That was like hinting towards...
Our Mario Sunshine tweets that we're calling it.
Yeah, that made me think Mario Sunshine, but that was about Odyssey as well. And so like, it's not like they're completely ignoring the games out there. And do you think it's more likely we see Mario Sunshine?
That's a tricky question. That is so tricky.
How beautiful would Mario... Before we go on, how beautiful would Mario Sunshine look in the HD Odyssey engine?
It would look amazing. Absolutely amazing.
I'm drooling for this audio listeners right now. Oh my goodness.
I think it would... I don't know, it's tricky, because like Sunshine, maybe they'll just port it over from the GameCube, or, I mean, who knows, maybe they do have a second one in the works.
Or just bring back Mario 64, that'll be fine as well, please.
I think we're happy with all of them, to be honest.
I know, just something. Just give us every Mario game in 2020.
Yeah, basically.
Okay, so that's why this is the top of the list. I think that Mario Odyssey, I don't know if this is in order. Mario Odyssey is pretty...
No, it's not.
Good. Mario Odyssey, I think that's pretty likely as well that we see something along those lines, whether it even just be an announcement of something coming.
Exactly.
Yeah. I think so. Mario, now this isn't actually Nintendo made, but it's
it's still got Mario in it, so I let it on the list.
I allowed it. Mario and Rabbids. Do we think we're going to see something along those lines? We've kind of been predicting this for a while, actually.
I would hope so. I would really hope so. Like, I was so shocked with how much I actually enjoyed Mario plus Rabbids. It was an absolutely fantastic game. I had so much fun with it. And they did actually announce a new Rabbids game coming a few months ago, and it was just like another party game, like going back to their roots, and it was like, oh, is that all? They could have been working on a Mario plus Rabbids game instead.
Yeah, same. Like, I mean, they still could be. There's no reason,
exactly. You never know.
Yeah. But I would love to see another one. I don't think at this stage, at this early on, we might see it. I think like maybe in the future we still see it because of how well it was received. But at this stage, I'm not sure if that's definitely where they want to go in the future. Maybe they've run and done it, or maybe they're still working together. You know, Ubisoft and Nintendo have worked on other projects together. Maybe this is another one that's going in the fireworks again. Yeah,
I mean, they did actually make a fair bit of DLC for this game as well. So
that was the other point that I was going to make, is that like we've seen the Donkey Kong DLC come out for it, so which was really great, by the way. But maybe that was their idea of throwing that out there as well to see how that went before they really could go into where else do we go with the series.
Well, I really hope that is one that we will see in the future.
Same. Mario Golf, Nat. And are you summing up like Mario Sports into this kind of one genre here, saying we're going to see a Mario Sports game next year?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it was basically all sporting ones. But like we've had tennis. Mm-hmm. So I thought like golf would make sense because we haven't seen a Mario Golf for a long time. I think the last one came out it was on the 3DS, and that was back in 2014.
Yeah.
And the last time it was actually on a home console was on the GameCube, which was back in like 2003.
Jeez.
So it's been a very long time since we've had a Mario Golf game on the home console. They were a lot of fun, I thought.
Yeah, like, I mean, most Mario sports games in general tend to be just a lot of fun. And they do really well of just making like a party game out of their sports games. Mario Golf is, for me personally, one that I want to see. Out of like this, like, there's actually, in saying that now, there's a lot of love out there for Strikers.
Yes.
You know, Mario Strikers. So.
Yeah, that's one I didn't actually play.
Yeah, I dabbled in it. I didn't play enough of it to just, I don't know, exude my love out right now. Yeah. But I know that one there is something that if that came back up, the internet would explode for a day because of like just how important that game is to a lot of people.
Yeah, so I'd be happy like with any Mario sports game. It was like a couple of years ago actually on the 3DS back in 2017, they did have Mario, what was it called? Sports Superstar or something like that, which had 5 different sporting games on it.
They basically watered them down into 5 separate ones, which didn't work as well.
No, I think they need their own separate game because they can be a lot more meatier.
Yeah, exactly. That's what works well, a meaty sandwich of just golf. A club sandwich, some would call it.
Club sandwich.
Let's move on now. Super Mario 3D World is your next one on the list here. Now, we kind of talked about this just a tad yesterday.
We did mention it a little bit. I think a port is very likely. Like, with how they've been going with all the past Wii U ports, if this one doesn't come, that just wouldn't make sense.
It's honestly mind-boggling that it's taken this long for them even to port it.
Exactly.
Out of all the other games they've ported, it's mind-boggling that this isn't there yet. New Super Mario Brothers is there, Nat.
I know.
This isn't.
I know, and everyone was like, oh, well, we'd prefer 3D World over Mario Bros.
Everyone would. And so, like, it's just strange that it hasn't come back. Will there be a new game in the series? I don't know. I would love to see it.
I think they will be down the track, but I think that will be a few years off. I think they'll probably port this one first before we see a new one.
Now, if I can jump ahead and we can kind of mix New Super Mario Brothers into the same kind of group and say, like, you know, we've already seen the 3D World style go into the New Super Mario Brothers engine, or like, I guess that 2D style in Mario Maker.
Yes.
And so to me, if going forward, I think we either see 3D World the port, we see 3D World in its completely new game, or there's always a chance that they revive the New Super Mario Brothers series, but throw away the new name and just go, it's now 3D World. I don't have a name for it, but that in 2D.
That would be really cool because they do need to do something to revive the Mario Bros series, definitely.
The 2D series. I mean, we had the
2D ones.
We had the original port of the New Super Mario Brothers over to Switch, was the something deluxe, the longest name in the world. But so I don't know. I would like to see 3D World come back again.
Yep, definitely.
But I personally would love to see the 3D actual aspect of it, because that was what made it fun.
It was
extra fun.
Yes, it was very enjoyable, that one.
Okay, next Nat. Mario Kart.
Mario Kart, yes.
So what do you think is going to happen with Mario Kart? Are we going to get the Wii U? We've already got the Wii... Sorry.
Yep, that's one we've already got.
Oh, we've got to get it. We've already got the Wii U version. Do you think we're going to get a 9?
Yes.
You do?
I do.
Also, I kind of cut myself short there. 9 was the word that I meant to get out of my mouth.
That's all right. I think we all figured it out.
Did you get that?
I think we will, because like you pointed out to me when we were talking about this earlier, every console has had their own Mario Kart game on it, and the Switch hasn't actually seen a Mario Kart yet, so I would be very shocked if 9 never came to the Switch.
Yeah, same here. Like, it's just, like you said, with every console having its own Mario Kart game, it would be strange, like intensely strange for Nintendo not to put out one on the Switch, even though this one's doing so well. And that's what it comes down to. That's what it's taken so long. I bet they have one in the works.
Oh, of course.
It's probably just been sitting around in like someone's, I don't know, Miyamoto's shed or something like that, waiting to release this Mario Kart game because they're figuring, well, this one's still selling so well, why put another one out?
Alright, now I don't think Nintendo makes games in their sheds.
That's why they keep all these games.
But I do agree with that. I think when Mario Kart 8 starts to die off is when we'll see 9 come out.
I think so as well. Surely we're getting to that point, although I don't know. Mario Kart games.
I don't know.
Mario Kart games, they sell throughout the entire generation.
They
so
do.
It could be the end of that generation, and maybe they do the same thing. Maybe each time now they port it into the next console.
Maybe.
So
That's always an option.
we will see what happens.
Now, I did notice you actually missed one on my list, and I don't know if that's because you did it on purpose.
No.
But Mario vs. Donkey Kong.
Mario versus Donkey Kong. This is a weird one for you to mention that because, like, to me, it's always been the portable series, but I guess it makes sense now that the Switch is the portable series, and that's where they're all kind of going forward.
Exactly.
So, what do you think?
I feel like it would work on the Switch, being touchscreen as well, which is so on DS, so that was touchscreen.
That was very heavily focused around touchscreen, wasn't it? So, like, really, if they were porting these games, I think we'd get a digital-only version on Switch, and it would just 100% be a touchscreen game. I don't think we would see maybe you could see the controls. I don't know how they would adjust it. But like to me, that's kind of where they would go forward. If they did go forward with it, I don't see it happening personally.
I'm not so sure.
I don't know how well it's sold. I think that's what it comes down to. I don't know if the series has been on the decline, which maybe is where it's been going. Maybe it's gone the same way as like Mario and Luigi. The series has just been on a decline, and so they decided to go, let's put this on hiatus for a little while and maybe bring it back into the light in the future.
I would like to see some of these games given a second chance on the Switch. Like, if they are starting to die off, just give them one last go. See how they're received.
Well, that's the way to
go
tell.
From there.
That's the way to tell, isn't it?
Yeah.
You had to put Mario and Luigi on the Switch, or like this game on the Switch.
Exactly. Alpha Dream might still be around.
At that point, yeah. Like, again, that's a complicated issue of we don't know the ins and outs of why that couldn't happen.
That is true.
But like the point still stands that if this had been on there, you really could have tested the waters to see, is this going to work?
Yep.
That's basically what it comes down to.
Absolutely.
Just like a new Mario Galaxy game, Nat. Or possibly ports.
I think we'll see a port.
Yes.
I do think ports will come over because Xenoblade Wii game coming to the Switch.
That's a good point.
So it is likely that Mario Galaxy 1 and 2 we might see them be ported over.
We've talked about this in the past.
We have.
That because of the Xenoblade and what we're seeing now, and the Wii U library is starting to dry up over here. Nintendo is starting to go, where else can we like find stuff that's more easily portable? And I think they're starting to go into that Wii library now and say, we can make this look a little bit better and bring this across. So I think that's maybe where we could see going forward, which would make sense for Mario Galaxy 1 and 2, same in a bundle, hopefully. Don't sell us separately, please.
I'm sure they will. I mean, they're both full-length games, so I could see them selling them separately.
100%. I don't want them
slap
to.
the $80 price tag on them for us, and
yeah.
Yeah, I could see them doing that. But like, isn't this like a great time we live in? It's like we've got the Switch, we're getting all these new games, but then we're getting Wii U games coming over, we're getting Wii games come over. Maybe in the future we'll see GameCube games being ported over.
Just give us everything, please.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, we're seeing them all like it's good to see them all when they kind of made to look pretty.
Yes.
That's what's so exciting about the Xenoblade, is that if you had gone and played it back and played it on the Wii, you would have been like, oh, my eyeballs, this is not how I remember it looking. But when it comes into the future, and it's made to look nice, you're kind of like, oh yeah, this is how I remember it. But it's not really, but it is.
Exactly. You're not looking at those graphics being like, ooh, yep.
Yeah. Now, we've already mentioned Mario Sunshine here, so we should probably
we have.
end on Mario Party, Nat.
I'm curious to see if we'll get another Mario Party game, because this is actually a game that does get multiple releases on the same system.
All the way up to the Wii U.
Yeah,
and then
it did start to dry off.
Yeah, we hit the Wii U, and
there.
Nintendo kind of went on the chopping block and went, done, that's it. From now, this point onwards, we're getting 1 game per console. Yeah. It would be interesting to see them return to their Mario Party roots and say, hey, like every year, but not really.
Well, maybe not
2 years.
every year. I mean, I like the GameCube. That had, 4, 5, 6, and 7 on it. That got 4
games
in its lifetime.
The 64 had 3 games. The Wii had 2 games, I believe.
Yeah, 8 and 9.
Yeah,
And then 10
and then
on the
we
Wii
had
U.
1 on the Wii U.
Yep.
So as you can see, they're scaling them back slowly. So
That's funny. I said 10 on the Wii U, and you're like 1 on the Wii U. And Mario Party 10.
whatever.
Not that there was 10.
My brain doesn't keep up with conversations now. Yeah, so Mario Party, I could definitely see that happening if they wanted to go that old route. But in all honesty, I don't see it happening.
I don't think they will either, just because Mario Party hasn't really been received as well as what it used to be. So I don't see it's something that they'll be bringing multiple games to
It's just
the
strange.
Switch.
It's strange they didn't do DLC for it. That's the strangest part of all this.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yep.
For today's end screen, Nat, what have you got for me today?
What's with the hand movement?
I don't know. I've always got weird hand movements going on. This just gets weirder every day. So
Today's game is Rogue Legacy. So I got this yesterday. It came from Limited Run Games. Rogue Legacy is one of my favourite games. I finished it through twice, and when I saw it was actually getting a physical from them, I'm like, I have to get it. It's cool. It comes with, you get like a nice little instruction manual, a nice shiny card, and some cool artwork on the inside, which is just basically the same as the outside.
Okay, Nat, you're obsessed with this game. Like, obsessed.
It's really fun to play. It's such a fun game to just get into, lose yourself to.
All right.
It's great.
That's our recommendation. Rogue Legacy.